and do something that allows them to discover themselves more in the process too. And like allow themselves to discover more in the process beyond just doing the thing. It feels like there's often a struggle between our heart and our mind, right? Like our heart wants something and our mind's like, nope, sorry, can't do that.
Yeah, well, a lot of what you do, right?
Yeah.
And what we've been talking about in these videos, right? The journey and coming into alignment and doing the hard work and all of that. It's just beautifully put together.
It's here.
Before we get to the actual story,
Yeah, okay.
what do you want people to take away when they read this?
I want people to feel inspired to tap back into their truest self, their truest, deepest desires and dreams, to let go of anything in the past that would have them believe it's impossible, and to start to move in the direction of those dreams and to actually do something.
Wow.
Yeah,
Love it.
That's what I'd like them to do.
Love
and
it.
do something that allows them to discover themselves more in the process too. And like allow themselves to discover more in the process beyond just doing the thing. It's like the way, who you became at the end of Iron Man, right? That person, like that's what this book is about. It's like, who would you become? Who would you be if?
Yeah.
And that's literally, that's the last page of the book, which I'm not going to give away, but I am going to show Leanne.
Oh, okay.
You know, maybe we'll share it with you, but see, that's the last page. All right, I'll share it with you guys. It's fine. It's like the best of all, and of all the amazing things I've found, the best of all is me. Like she goes through all this journey, and the end is, I found myself.
Yes.
And it's not about the thing I did.
Right.
It's really about that journey of self-discovery. So that's what I want people to get.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So tell us a little bit about the actual story. Then.
Okay.
And maybe show us a couple of this.
Okay.
The illustrations are gorgeous.
They're gorgeous.
They are gorgeous.
I'm going to show you some of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first scene here, so you can see that she's in bed.
Yeah.
She's got the alarm clock. She's got the coffee. Don't know if we're going to be allowed to do that. And and she's got the hamster wheel above her head. You can almost feel like the nervous anxiety energy of this piece. And she, you know, waking up again on the hamster wheel of life. V was safe, secure, and warm, but dying inside. So how many of us haven't been there, right? And so the story is she has to acknowledge and admit that she's suffering. And then from suffering, she remembers that there's more, and that she's always wanted more, she's dreamed about more, she desires more, and she starts allowing herself to the hint of maybe something else is possible. But before she does that, she has to come to terms with all the ways that she's sold herself out.
Wow.
So there's this scene, this is one of my favorite scenes. There's two of my favorite scenes, but yeah, I'll show you this one. There's this scene where she basically has the moment of the reckoning. I guess if I titled this,
alchemy.
She's doing alchemy. She is.
Yeah.
She's doing all the alchemies.
Right.
Right?
Every time.
All the alchemies. And you can see the artist is really so incredible. Like what I love, look at this, light and dark together.
Yeah.
You know, it's both. And it's like there's light coming in through that darkness that she's opening up space for. This is alchemy.
Yeah.
And there's a divine presence here. You can feel it, I think, you know. And by the way, these little characters, this is her heart.
I was just going to ask. The heart. I say, so tell us who the characters are and then tell us how you came to those characters.
So the two characters, so there's always this, it feels like there's often a struggle between our heart and our mind, right? Like our heart wants something and our mind's like, nope, sorry, can't do that.
Yeah.
Right? And we don't notice it. So I wanted to have a heart and a brain character. And it's funny because the artist and I, this was the hardest part of the whole book.
Wow.
Were these two characters. And when I say hardest, I don't mean hard because none of it was hard. It was an easy process. She's amazing. Her name is Kiki Kalahari. That's her stage name. Her real name is Kristen Eggers, and she's outstanding. The characters the part that went back and forth the most. We had, just a lot of iterations until I sent her a photo of Neo.
Aww.
my dog. And she basically used Neo as kind of the model for the heart creature. And then it clicked. I was like, yeah, that's it. That's him.
And I see he's got the little heart on his tail.
He's got a heart on his tail, the heart. And then the brain creature's got the little glasses. And I love the journey that we go on with the brain creature because he's the one, or he's the one, you know, rolling away on the hamster wheel at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And the little heart is here, like, exhausted, right? Like, ignored, sort of quiet. Anyway, so there's this alchemy.
Wow.
And then through the alchemy, she, you know, the wave of emotion moves through her and leads her from this torrential outpouring, this what I call the dark night of the soul, the cracking open of the heart. Like, I went through all this. I think you've been through all this to get to this other side, the light. Yeah. And the light is what creates the, you know, the seed of her desire, and basically her heart and her brain get in a little argument. And the heart says, I'm ready. I want to fly. And the brain's like, no, we're good here. We don't need to go anywhere. And so then her heart really wants to fly. So that's the beginning of the journey. And then the rest of it is her putting a plan together, you know, kind of starting to build and create her contraption.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
The
heart and mind are in there. They're both recruited for this part.
I love it.
Right? And
working together.
Yeah, and she starts to map out her course. And she is learning to meditate and, you know, self-development. So the book, like, follows all the stages, really, of development until,
it's kind of quintessentializing
alchemy.
A lot of what you do, right? And what we've been talking about in these videos, right? The journey and coming into alignment and doing the hard work and all of that. It's just beautifully put together.
It's here.
It's here.
The whole thing is here.
Yeah.
It's funny because the next part of the process, I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger there. I'm not going to tell you about the rest of the book. You're going to have to go get it at butiwantToFly.com.
Thank you. I was going to ask you where.
All the things are in here. And really what I feel is next from this, and what I'm excited, one of the things I'm excited about is like taking the meaning and the content and the takeaways on the road, like, and sharing them, and like speaking about that, and getting on stages and performing it, which I've been doing a little bit. You saw me perform it for the first time on a proper stage with proper AV, and that's what I'd really like to be doing with this.
I love it. I love it. It's a beautiful journey. I think it's the perfect materialization of the journey that I've witnessed you be on just for the 8 years that we've been together, but what I know also came even before that, and where you're headed next.
Well, and it feels too like it's your journey also. It's like part of the reason I made it for adults. Children don't have a lot of regrets yet, you know?
No, they don't know to regret yet.
No. It's not a children's book. Like, this is for us.
Yeah.
It's just an easy way to, a joyful, you know, I think beautiful, inspirational, easy way to look at, all right, what's in my life that I'm not in love with? And I don't want to have any regrets about not having done anything about that, you know?
And what I love too is it's such a creative way to bring that message forward instead of in like a preachy, you know, you need to do this, or, you know, or some other coaching program. Not that there's something wrong with another coaching program.
The 12 blah, blah, blahs.
Right. This is like, it's just a unique outpouring, and it really taps into your creator and your star.
Yeah.
To have it come out of you this way, and then also with how you're going to get it out into the world.
Yeah. Cool.
Michelle, thank you for sharing this with us, for creating this, and for I don't know, putting some more beauty out into the world.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And thank you all for being here.
It started with the poem, and then from the poem, I wanted to find the right artist. Like, I felt like the right artist would be a collaboration. So I went to Upwork. I hired 6 artists to give me one drawing.
Okay.
So that I could choose from those 6.
Right.
And then there was one that was Kiki or Kristen, and she just gave me by far the most aligned art, what I wanted. I wanted like a steampunk, a little bit surreal, a little bit magical, fantastical, you know, that sort of thing. And so that's what I got.